This is the electric SUV that's trying to do the impossible. Beat the Rivian R1S without being an off-road warrior. Meet the 2026 Cadillac Vistiq, a sleek, 3-row luxury EV that looks like a baby Escalade IQ, starts at $79,590 and comes with 615 horsepower, 300 miles of range, and Super Cruise, all standard. No options needed, no hidden costs. And yet, after 2 weeks of real-world testing on highways, city streets, and even the track, I can tell you this: the Vistiq isn't quite great. It's really good, but just short of greatness. It's like your favorite song cut off 20 seconds early. Satisfying, but leaving you wanting more. It's quiet, it's powerful, it's loaded with luxury. But it has glaring flaws, like slow charging, distracting windshield reflections, and steering so sluggish it makes parking a chore. So is it worth 80 grand? Can it really compete with the Rivian R1S, Lincoln Aviator, and other luxury 3-row SUVs under 100 grand? Let's break it down, because this might be the most underrated and most flawed electric SUV of 2026. Let's start with the good. The Vistiq is fast. With 615 horsepower and 650 pound-feet of torque from dual permanent magnet motors, this 6,163-pound SUV hits 60 miles per hour in 4.4 seconds, quicker than a Lincoln Aviator, and only slightly behind the Rivian R1S dual-motor performance. That means effortless highway passing, smooth acceleration, and that signature EV silence. No engine noise, just a soft whoosh. The power delivery is instant, linear, and confidence-inspiring. And the best part? All trims get the full 615 horsepower. No cheap base model with less power. But here's where it falls short: the steering. Like other GM EVs, the Vistiq requires way too much wheel rotation to turn. In a parking lot, you're constantly sawing back and forth, trying to squeeze out of a tight spot. It's not sporty, it's annoying. And our test sport trim didn't have 4-wheel steering, which is only available on the premium luxury and platinum trims. With it, the turning diameter drops from 41 feet to under 38.5 feet, a huge difference. The ride is moderately quiet and smooth, as you'd expect from a luxury SUV. But it's not magic. It doesn't float like an air-suspended Escalade IQ. It feels isolated, yes, but not premium isolated. And on the track, the brakes struggled. In repeated 60-to-0 mile-per-hour stops, they overheated and made a clanking noise. Not dangerous, but not confidence-inspiring for a family SUV that weighs over 6,000 pounds. Every Vistiq, no matter the trim, gets 300 to 305 miles of EPA range. That's solid. In our 70-mile-per-hour road trip range test, we got 265 miles, which is respectable for real-world driving. But where the Vistiq really stumbles is fast charging. In our test, it added only 70 miles in 15 minutes and 120 miles in 30 minutes. Compare that to the Rivian R1S, which gained 93 miles in 15 minutes and 179 in 30. That's 59 more miles in half an hour. Enough time to grab a coffee, stretch your legs, and still lose 10 minutes of travel time. For road trips, that's a big deal. And yes, the Vistiq can use Tesla superchargers with an adapter, but the charge port is on the front driver's side, right ahead of the wheel. That means awkward angles and short cables. You'll often have to park diagonally or stretch the cord. On the plus side, home charging is fast. 11.5 kilowatts standard with 19.2 kilowatts available if you have the right setup. Plug in overnight and you wake up to a full battery. No gas stations, no stops. But if you're relying on public charging, the Vistiq will keep you waiting longer than rivals. Here's where the Vistiq shines: value. Even the base luxury trim comes with all-wheel drive, 615 horsepower, Super Cruise, 3-year trial, 23-speaker AKG audio, and a dual-panel sunroof. That's insane standard equipment. No nickel and diming, no $3,000 packages for basic features. And at $79,590, it undercuts the Rivian R1S, which starts around 85 grand for the base model and only goes up from there. The interior feels modern and luxurious, soft leather, clean lines, ambient lighting. But there's a huge flaw: distracting reflections on the windshield. The silver speaker grills and trim behind the digital dash reflect sunlight right into your eyes, especially in the morning or late afternoon. It's not subtle, it's annoying. Cadillac says they're working on it, but for now, it's a daily frustration. The front headrests have built-in speakers, which is cool, but they make the headrests less comfortable. And there's a slight delay between pulling the door handle and the door unlocking. A tiny thing, but it adds up. These aren't deal breakers, but they chip away at the premium feel. The Vistiq seats 6 or 7, depending on configuration. Second row captain's chairs are optional on lower trims, standard on higher ones. The third row is usable for adults, but not ideal. Legroom is okay, but the floor is higher than the second row, making it harder to get in and sit comfortably. There's a speaker right next to each third row passenger's head, so they hear music perfectly, but no sunroof cover, so they get baked in the sun. Cargo space? 15.2 cubic feet behind the third row, less than the Lincoln Aviator, 19.2 cubic feet, and way less than the Rivian R1S, 17.6 cubic feet trunk, plus 9.9 cubic feet frunk. And the Vistiq has no frunk at all. A huge miss for an EV. The second row slides and tilts forward for access, which helps. But if you're carrying 3 rows of people and gear, you'll run out of space fast. The Escalade IQ, its bigger sibling, has 8 more cubic feet of cargo room. So if you need max space, go big. But for most families, the Vistiq is fine, just not class-leading. This is the biggest head-scratcher. The Vistiq has no Apple CarPlay or Android Auto. None. Zero. Nada. Cadillac replaced it with its own system, which is okay, but not as smooth, not as familiar, and not as reliable. For a $80K SUV in 2026, that's unforgivable. And the split-screen display is awkward. The map is tiny, shoved into a corner, while the rest of the 38-inch screen is wasted. Chevy EVs use the space better. The Super Cruise system works well, smooth, confident, and easy to engage. But the rest of the tech feels like a first-generation product, promising but not polished. The audio map split, the door handle delay, the lack of wireless phone integration, it all screams we rush this to market. So is the 2026 Cadillac Vistiq a Rivian beater? No, not yet. The Rivian still wins on charging speed, cargo space, off-road ability, and tech flexibility. But the Vistiq wins on price, standard features, and conventional luxury appeal. It's not for the adventurer. It's for the executive who wants a quiet, powerful, 3-row EV that looks like a Cadillac, not a sci-fi rover. It's a solid first effort, like a promising rookie. But rookies make mistakes. The slow steering, the charging, the reflections, the missing CarPlay, these are fixable. And when Cadillac does, the Vistiq could become a true rival. For now, it's good, not great. But with a few updates, it could be exactly what the luxury EV market needs. Would I take the Vistiq over a Rivian R1S? If I wanted luxury and value, yes. If I wanted adventure and fast charging, no. But I'd wait for a 2027 model with fixes. What do you think? Is missing Apple CarPlay a deal breaker? Could you see yourself in a baby electric Escalade? Drop a comment below. Smash that like button if you want more honest EV reviews and real-world comparisons. And subscribe, because we're not just covering cars. We're finding the ones that actually make sense. Until next time, stay charged, stay smart.